For many, Chicago is one of the most beautiful places in the United States or even the world. From the skydeck view at the Willis Tower to the vividly lit buildings on Michigan Avenue, Chicago is a great place for a lot of people. Home to some of the finest places to shop, eat, and visit, Chicago has found itself on the top of people's lists to visit as well as live. But for many, this is the exact opposite. To the people who aren't able to see these things or enjoy these luxuries, Chicago represents a place of pain, struggle, and danger. Most of these people are minorities, especially African Americans from impoverished areas. From a very young age, people in these underprivileged areas are exposed to violence and all of the other flaws that plague Chicago. Those who are underprivileged have to worry about various issues such as violence, law enforcement, and lack of opportunity, which forces them to turn to violence and the streets as a way of making it out. One of the biggest misconceptions about people involved with crime and violence is that they choose to be violent or partake in these activities.
For some, they may have chosen, but for a large percentage, they turn to violence and crime as a way to survive, be protected, and have the family that they never had waiting on them at home. During the 1980s and 90s, the violence increased in Chicago, and as a result, the kids growing up during these times had to witness this and learn from these experiences. Today, we see that crime has evolved to more frequent murders and kids turning to the streets at a younger age. One of the biggest questions people will ask is, why is all of this happening? Well, there are several factors. The first factor is the lack of opportunity. The second is that no one cares. And the third is that people in these underprivileged areas are targets. The lack of opportunity stems from not having access to strong educational systems, extracurricular activities, or even a safe way to escape from the neighborhood. Society's lack of caring about specific populations makes them think that no one is helping them. They feel invisible, as if it does not matter whether they thrive or not. If they mattered, why is nothing being done to prevent some of these negative events that take place in some of these underprivileged areas? People in these areas are targets of violence, crime, and poverty.
Personally, I've been a victim of violence. Like, I've been shot twice. Once I was grazed once and shot another time. But I mean, I could have went back and retaliated, but it's like, I value my life, and I feel like a lot of people should value life more, and it just stopped the killing.
Well, I personally love Chicago. It's my home, it's my city. I feel as though it's very misrepresented. It's known as Chirac, but it's really not a very violent place. It's only violent in certain areas. And it's get a bad rep because it's like black violence, but in all actuality, it's just a bunch of kids who are misunderstood.
I think it's season, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna always get bad, then look good, and then always bad, you hear me? Because there's different generations coming up, you feel me? So we don't know what's going on with the new generation, how they looking at shit, like they want to be like the gang leader.
Sometimes they're even targeted by the police. How can one truly feel safe if they cannot trust the people that they're supposed to look to for protection? For these reasons and more, people are tired, and for many the time for change has come. Minorities and supporters of equality are ready for change to truly come. A recent event was a peaceful protest that shifted from downtown Chicago to the near north side as a result of the lack of indictment of Ferguson Police Darren Wilson, police officer who killed an unarmed 18-year-old black male, Michael Brown. Although the murder of Michael Brown didn't take place in Chicago, Chicago residents are enraged about the situation and other situations that have taken place in Chicago due to violence from police. The most recent event was a protest on the northwest side of Chicago focused on Michael Brown and Eric Garner, a black man that was choked to death by a New York police officer. This peaceful protest was focused on getting the point across that violence must stop and that black lives do matter.